All right, well, my last video got deleted, so let's try this again on this Friday morning at 8 a.m. I've got my coffee since this is an hour earlier than normal for me. So my name is Amy Graves, and I am the owner of AMG Innovative Consultants, and I want to talk to you about my last blog, Lessons Learned. So lessons learned I found was a key business practice that I implemented even back in the early days of when I was first starting to work with stores that were on permanent closing lists and trying to get them turned around. But I really embraced lessons learned when I was started doing event planning with other businesses, uh, like running department stores. So I was the manager of the cosmetics department. So your typical department store, everything from Estee Lauder down to the perfume counters. That's where I was managing. And I would work with the cosmetics teams for each counter, and we would hold events in the spring and the fall. What we started doing right away was after our first event, as we got together for a meeting to discuss what went well, what didn't work, what do we need to do for the next season or the next big event. And we would write all that information down. At first, it was just the information of me and the counter managers, which wasn't enough. We had to really get more people involved and talk to everyone who actually worked the event. So I got information back from our store managers. How did it go from your side? What weren't we seeing? I talked to the makeup artists that came in for each company. So Estee Lauder, Clinique, Lancome, Elizabeth Arden, Fashion Fair. They all had people that jumped in and helped, and we got their feedback on what went well, what didn't work well, what can we do to help next time. I, it was also really important to talk to the visual team for the store between setup and takedown. What could we do differently? What worked well? What didn't? What kind of planning should we do next time to make sure we have a smoother process going through? So all of that came in is that every event we had, we ended up increasing our amount over plan, to the point that we were doing anywhere from 10 to 25% above plan. The final event that I did was October of 2008, and that plan was, if you guys know much about economic crisis, that was when we had the huge housing bubble burst. So in we were the only store in our region to actually make plan. We didn't exceed, but we did make plan. No other store was able to do that. A lot of stores missed between 50%. There was a few at 25%, but there was huge volume losses um, for that day for pretty much everybody in the district. So what made the difference between my store and my departments versus the rest of the district was lessons learned. Now, I had kind of been doing this, and I fully support doing this in all businesses now on an almost daily basis, is at the end of your day, ask yourself the three questions. What worked well? What didn't? What can I do to improve? If you're keeping a monthly track, it's going to actually help you with planning for the following year's business. So, I mean, if you think about it, you can see your numbers from last year, but what were the events that happened? You need a way to track what's happening and going on in your world on basically every day. How are you going to make plans and say, what if you had a random surprise mob show up in your mall, do their thing, spend money, and then drive away? Is that going to happen next year, same day, same time? No. So if you set your goal too high, you're just setting yourself up for failure. So you want to know what's going on and what can you honestly expect to do for your business. So lessons learned is great. Keep a monthly track. You can look at the end of your month. Do you see trends? Another really wonderful thing about doing this on a daily basis, and you might not be able to fill it out daily, like it's not going to be consistently daily, but if you can get a majority of your days with when something new happens or you're starting to see a pattern and you're going to track it, you're going to be able to handle those trends quicker. So if something isn't going right, you're gonna be able to jump on the problem faster than if you just waited to see what was going on. So it's a great way to keep on top of your business, to keep yourself moving forward. We all want to move our business to the next levels. We don't want to stay in one spot. So lessons learned is a really quick and easy way at the end of the day to get you started on that path. And the sun is going to blind me today. So, all right. So if you have any questions or comments, go ahead and leave them at the end of this video. You can find me on any of my social media channels, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn. Uh, Instagram is the only one where my title is amg.consultants and not my company name. You can also find me on my website, amginnovativeconsultants.com. And if you would like to send me an email and to private message me, that's amygraves@amginnovativeconsultants.com. So thank you guys. Have a great weekend. Enjoy the beautiful weather. We're hoping it cools down here a little bit more, and hopefully you can help your business get to its next level. Have a great day, everybody.